What is up, NASCAR Heat fans? David Land here, and welcome to the Auto Club 400. You're looking at the point standings right now, and as you can see, I'm right on the edge of getting knocked out of chase contention in 16th position, but we are in the chase, which is a good thing for this second season. You can see the sponsors that I decided to pick. Since it's a 2-mile oval, and generally we're a little bit faster where there's more banking, I up the sponsors just a little bit, tried to raise expectations just a little bit, make a little more money if we do well, and as you can see, we didn't do too terribly well in qualifying with a 37th position. Kevin Harvick qualifies on the pole, so it's going to be very interesting to see if we can pull off any kind of miracle here at Auto Club Speedway, get our win, and get into the chase. So let's see what happens. Let's hand it over to Rick Allen to get us started.
Time for a little glitz and glamour as NASCAR rolls into Auto Club Speedway, located just east of Hollywood, California. Only today, it's here where someone's dreams are going to come true. This vast and wide racetrack has aged quite a bit and developed multiple grooves for passing opportunities. Will we see another Hollywood finish today?
All right, here we go at Fontucky. Ready to go green, and we're underway. Racing at the track formerly known as California Speedway, or Auto Club Speedway if you're a filthy casual. So we're back to green, or we are green for the first time, and we're heading off into turn one, trying to get that run. Car's a bit tight. I kind of figure it would be. I'm definitely going to take some wedge out on our first stop, I think. Just try to loosen it up, but in traffic we need to be tight because in this game you get alongside cars, generally that loosens you up. So we have to be a bit careful there. 3 wide into turn number 3. We're just going to push retired Scott the whole way through the corner, why not? And then we'll try to go around the outside of him. And it's not working, so we'll get in the draft of Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott. Star Trek reference, everybody. And we're going a little bit... We're going to get a yellow? Thank you. Well, that was quick. Well, as it turns out, I guess the setup that I saw in the pit lane thing said I've already taken all the wedge I can possibly take out of the car, so I actually added a bit just in case it didn't save my settings from the last time. So we'll see how loose it is getting into turn 1 here. Behind Danica Patrick. Kind of wish I would have blown over in that accident. Would have been interesting. Would have kind of looked cool. Would have been a good thumbnail, that's for sure. And we're trying to get underneath Ellis there. Yeah, car's definitely a bit looser now. So we, on that pit stop to repair the car, we got the wedge taken out of it, but obviously it looks like we're a bit slower this time. Oh yeah, definitely looser. Definitely looser. So drive around the outside of these guys and gal, one gal, lots of guys. It's like a, I was trying to think of a class in high school where there was just like one girl. But I don't think I took many of those classes. Most of the classes I had a lot of girls in them. Wow. Just about lost it. I took Danica out. We may be a bit loose, folks. We may be a bit loose. But, you know, yeah, we got plenty of rear end damage now, which is a good thing. Which totally will help that rear downforce that's helping us through the corners, right? Well, I don't know, loose is fast. It seems like we're at least, you know, not totally off the pace like I was at Phoenix. And just can't really get around Eric Jones. I was able to run 41-second laps in qualifying. Car almost turned around there. Almost turned around. And now it absolutely did. Okay. That is, I haven't lifted yet. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy.
There's a wreck in turn 3.
Oh boy. That's gonna be bad because NASCAR Heat didn't throw a yellow for that. I'm too used to playing NASCAR 15, and I've been horribly affected by that. What are the chances they actually fix that yellow bug in the next NASCAR Heat game, which is not being produced technically by Duesenberry Martin, it's being produced by a renamed Duesenberry Martin. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments about that. I'm not terribly enthusiastic about it, to be honest with you. I kind of feel like it's going to be exactly like this game with the 2017 update. But, you know, we'll see. Hopefully, if I could just ask them to do two things, is get rid of the rubber banding AI in the career mode, and make it so that cautions actually come out when you crash. That's all I ask. I'm setting my expectations that low, that the AI maintain a constant pace and cautions come out when they're supposed to. Like right here, Joey Logano spinning across the track, and wow, we actually got a yellow for that. I cannot believe it. Okay, I pitted under that yellow. We got two cars, not two cars in the pits, but two cars laps down, Joey Logano and Matt DiBenedetto. So we're ahead of them, but as we get to the restart, we are going to pass a lot of cars. Put a little more wedge in this time. Hopefully we don't just completely lose it off of turn 2 this time in the traffic. But at the end of that run, I was feeling like the car was starting to really come to me. So I think over a long run, I think my car is going to be quite fun to drive with the slightly loose condition as opposed to a tight condition. I don't like running tight. It's not as fun. And we're going to be the Loves car, pushing the Loves car of Chris Buescher down into the corner there. And as you can see, the loose condition is still there, but we're going to rim ride around the outside of Auto Club. I almost called it California Speedway, because I'm still stuck in 1997. And a big pass down to the inside of both Casey Mears and Eric Jones. Don't know how well it's going to do on the bottom of the track though, so let's run a little bit higher because of the looseness. But things are going pretty well now. We're actually kind of starting to make up some spots here. We'll show you the leaderboard so you know who I'm passing, even though you guys probably know better than I do who I'm passing. And I'm trying to get around the outside of Eric Almirola, which I do, all around Regan Smith. A little too much speed through the corner. And I couldn't quite get around Regan Smith, but we'll run in the draft here and try to cut down. Yeah, we'll do that in front of Almirola. Big draft off of Regan Smith in turn 1. Still can't get 200 miles an hour though. I guess we'll need to spend like another couple $1 million to get to 200 miles an hour. It's like real racing. That's actually quite simulation, or such a simulation aspect of this. You got to spend millions of dollars to gain about 4 miles an hour. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see this race at Fontana in the real NASCAR Cup Series, because apparently they're going to, like, with the low downforce package, supposedly they're going to be well over 200 miles an hour down the main straightaway here. And I don't know, I love it when race cars go over 200 miles an hour, especially on ovals. That's kind of the sweet spot. It's kind of where they need to be, as far as I'm concerned. I know some people like them running at 180 and whatnot, but I don't know. 200 is kind of still the magic number in some ways. Though if racing had continued at the development stage it was in the late 90s, I think 250 would have been more of a magic number, but we've stagnated in racing these days, and you know, it is what it is. Again, I'm back in that 1997 mindset of, oh, we can actually set track records at oval tracks? I don't know. I guess NASCAR does sometimes. I mean, if it's a newer track where they didn't have a ton of power, or they didn't run when they were like in the 80s where they had very aerodynamic cars and a lot of power and no restrictor plates and whatnot. I think like at Fontana, I'm pretty sure NASCAR has set track records fairly recently. I know specifically in Michigan they have. I think they ran over 200 miles an hour. 205 maybe, something like that, qualifying a couple of years ago at Michigan. So, you know, it's possible to set track records. I know IndyCar set one at Phoenix They probably set one again this year. They're sneaking up with the 200-mile-an-hour barrier at a 1-mile oval, which is
Still there.
unreal amounts of speed. Oops.
Clear
I
high.
used a little too much speed through there, trying to get under Regan Smith. They're going to bounce off him again.
Yellow's out.
And we got a yellow. I don't know if I caused that, but I've got 11 laps to go on the fuel. I'm going to stay out. I want the track position. All right, we're leading. Right next to Brian Scott. How quickly do we get rubber banded to about 30th position on this restart? Let's see. Green is out. And we'll block Brad Keselowski. And so we're pulling away, so the rubber banding is going to start right about now. We're going to get absolutely mollywopped here in turn 1, I believe. We'll see. Yeah, here comes Brad Keselowski down to the inside. Just keep him behind as best I can, and there goes the understeer. And there goes Brad Keselowski. Well, I had the lead for a corner. Oh well. Let's try to get in line here and try to just draft with these guys a little bit. And I just do not have the grip that everybody else seems to have.
You're all clear.
We're way out of the groove. Edwards is going underneath. Elliott's going underneath. Hamlin's going underneath. We're going to get down to the bottom here, try to just keep blocking them as best I can, but we're getting passed by everybody. Halfway to go in the race.
Still there.
Try to keep it on the bottom, try not to spin on the apron. Try to do everything at once.
Stay low.
Actually, that was not a bad corner from me. I kept it pretty decently together through there. Dylan's going to pass on the outside.
Stay low. Still
Looks like
there.
Greg Biffle's coming up behind.
Car high.
Pretty sure you can run that apron down there. If I could get my car to handle well enough to go down there, I'd try it, but it's not going to happen. At least for now. Biffle 3 wide. There's a car going around the outside. It's Kenseth along with Johnson.
Car high.
And we are just getting mollywopped right
All
now.
clear. Car high.
As I suspected we would. Let's use Greg Biffle as a extra steering mechanism. Oh, 3 wide off of the corner. This is the worst thing to be in NASCAR Heat. And as you see, we fall all the way back.
There's a wreck in turn 2.
Yeah, it's me. You want to throw the yell for that? No? Okay. Oh, good grief. Really? Again. I really hate, yeah, okay, very funny. I really hate, that's something that really annoys me, is that you get touched by somebody, and it just spears your car into the wall. Okay, so we're back up into the rubber banding, AI, so we'll be able to start making passes here. That was a bit of an ambitious move there. And Benedetto's not even on the lead lap, so we don't have to worry about him. Get 6 laps to go on the fuel, as you can see. So I'm kind of hoping for a yellow to not lose a lap by pitting. But we'll see. I doubt we'll get it. And we'll go around the outside of the Benedetto here. Try to also get Castle. Come on, car. Come on, car. Come on, car. I don't know if I tried for lap leader money. You guys will know that because you guys saw it at the beginning of the video and can skip back if you really need to. I think I may have put that money up, so I'll at least get 20 grand for leading a lap.
All clear.
As for the rest of this race, I don't know. We're definitely probably going to be knocked out of the chase after this race for sure. But who knows?
There's a wreck in turn 1.
Uh-oh. There's a crash. Car up near the wall there. Don't know who it is. Looks like Stenhouse maybe. And he continues on, so he must have just spun. No yellow. We got 3 laps left on our fuel. I'm really, really hoping that this race goes green for the rest of the way. Why? I feel like, or I don't feel, I know that there's 17 laps. I get 17 laps of fuel to a tank. So by coming in and I'm gonna do 2 tires. Kind of want to do. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 tires, and I'm gonna run this. Yeah, the fuel alarm's on now. But I think I can make it around one more lap, and if I can't, I'm in big trouble, but we'll see.
Yellow's out.
And there's the yellow, so there goes my brilliant strategy. Maybe not. I'll pit, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so a lot of guys pitted under that yellow, and there's more cars coming into the pits. What is going on
The
here?
race is going green.
Oh, good lord.
There's the green flag. Car low.
For some reason we had a standing start because cars decided to pit coming back to the green. That is a weird glitch that I have never seen in this game, I will say that. And so now we're really in a bad way here because we're all by our lonesome. No real draft to speak of. But we'll see. Let's get up there. We'll get around Danica here right quick. We've got 16 laps on the fuel, so I believe we're good now to the end,
Still there.
which is a good thing.
All clear.
Ooh. Bit of a loose condition there. But we are actually able to run the apron this time, which is kind of nice. So can we get around retired Scott here? Get a big draft underneath him. And make that pass before the line, I believe. 13 to go, 15 on the field, so we don't need to look at that
Clear
anymore.
high.
We'll look at the running order. And there are cars that did not pit under that yellow as far as I'm aware. I'm not almost positive that most of the cars ahead of me did not pit. So do they need to come in? And if they do, are we going to pull a NASCAR 15 here? Oh, spoilers for NASCAR 15 if you haven't seen it. I'm warning you now. Pull a fuel mileage win out of our complete butts 2 races in a row. That would be hilarious. But I'd take the top 10. That'd be good for the points. It would be good for... That's not good. It would be good for grass clippings to not get in the front of my car. Brian Scott's going to pass again, as will Ricky Stenhouse, despite the fact that he is off the pace. He's not even on the lead lap. Okay, let's get around Brian Scott again, shall we? We're not beat and bang with Brian Scott. Get around him. Again, the touching... Again! Just touching AI, and they just send you straight into the wall. So annoying. And they are unaffected in the slightest. In the slightest.
Still there.
It's so obnoxious. So 11 laps to go. I'm going to have to make up all the ground I just lost.
Still there. All clear.
Benedetto just about spun me out. At least running slightly slower, I think the AI rubber banding may have gotten triggered a little bit, which is okay. And speaking of triggering, the people who got mad at me in the comments on the last video for making fun of the stages, get off your high horse. The stages blow. Actually, the stages in themselves aren't bad. Giving points in increments throughout the race to encourage racing is not a bad thing inherently, but the mandatory cautions are stupid, and they add an air of predictability to the race that makes it completely unnecessary to watch the first 2/3 of the race when the stages are there, because nothing of consequence is going to happen. It's pretty much just going to be really boring. Everybody's going to pit early, off sequence, early on in the race, just so they can make it to the end of the stage, because the yellow is going to come out and they're going to be able to come into the pits anyway and make another stop. So it kills strategy and makes it very boring. But the end of the races are pretty good. It's just the mandatory cautions are really stupid, and they need to get rid of that. But anyway,
Still
yeah,
there.
just to clarify those thoughts to the people who are like, stop making fun of the stages. Yeah, okay. I'll stop making fun of the stages when they get rid of the mandatory caution. Deal? Deal. Okay.
Car
Down to
low.
the inside. Ooh, Danica trying to spin me out. We're coming up to Chris Buescher and retired Scott. Well, this has kind of sucked because nobody seems to be needing to pit, which is slightly upsetting to me.
Clear low.
So we got all those good breaks in NASCAR 15. And now NASCAR Heat's going to be NASCAR Heat and very just unnecessarily difficult. Not even difficult, just like trying to make you lose. When a game actively works to make you lose, with no real rules as to why you're losing, that's what makes it frustrating. It goes from being challenging to being frustrating. That's the key there. Project Cars, and I've said Project Cars 100 times because I love Project Cars, is challenging. I feel like when I finish 34th in Project Cars, I feel like I've accomplished something because the game challenged me, but it was clear that me and the AI were more or less playing by the same rules. The rules still applied to both of us. We had the same equipment. We had the same chance of winning the race. If I didn't execute, I didn't execute. Or if I executed just enough to make 34th position because I was just that slow, just based on how I drive the track, that's what a satisfying game experience is. This is not as satisfying because the AI slowed down and speed up based upon where you are on the track. So I couldn't hold the lead because despite the fact that I could have if the AI were running their consistent pace that they are now, when I got into the lead, they just completely went around me, and that was not a satisfying gaming experience. See how that works? I feel like I explained that 100 times, but whatever. We just passed Martin Truex, who got mercy killed. We got 6 laps to go, and I'm not feeling like we're going to get any gracious pit strategy fall our way. I'd love it if it does, but I don't feel like it will. We'll see. Catching Brian Scott, and wait a second. Cars are dropping to the inside of the track. Here we go, folks. We're getting this again. Oh, every time I say it, I said it in NASCAR 15, I'm like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna get it. Oh, I guess I'll just finish 17th or 7th. But now, lots of cars peeling off into the pits. Virtually the entire field. Oh boy, we're getting so many positions. So many positions. And we're up to 10th. Perfect. Perfect. Exactly where I need to be. And now Danica has rubber banded. She's flying behind me. Suddenly I can't maintain pace, and Danica's going to take away my 10th position. Of course. Of course. I hate that. I hate that. I was ahead of Danica the whole time. Legitimately ahead of Danica. And then the AI rubber banded. And then the AI rubber banded. And suddenly, I'm not allowed to be a 10th anymore. And I bet if this game has anything to say about it, Ryan Newman will make up that 20-second deficit to me in these next 4 laps, and I will lose 11th place and possibly 13th, 14th, and go all the way back to where the game thinks I should be. That is so frustrating, I can't even tell you. It's silly. Now Danica's put 2 seconds on me. How? How? Where did that pace come from? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And look, here comes Matt DiBenedetto, a car that literally crashed earlier in the race. Should not have that pace, and drives completely around me with the greatest of ease. Ridiculous. And look, Brian Newman's made up 4 seconds. 4 seconds. He's going to be more or less on my back bumper when we get to the checkered flag here. Last lap. I hate that the AI could run friggin' 4 seconds a lap faster than you at will. And it just happens so that when you get into a place, and look, now we're going to be absolutely screwed. Oh well, I'll pit for fresh tires and just hope for the best. Nothing like a BS caution to brighten your day. So we got 14, or the green white checkered is this lap. We're going green, 14th. Here we go. I just did 4 tires. So we'll see how high we can get here on the restart. We're up to 9th. We'll be so careful. I mean, the worst I can really fall to, realistically, is 14th or whatever, but still. And I think I forgot to repair the car under the yellow. So that made things slightly worse. Well, we're just getting passed. There's literally nothing I can do about it.
Carlos.
Well, Austin Dillon's still behind me somewhere for some reason. He's a second back. Now I believe we're coming to the white this time by.
Last lap.
And indeed we are. So we'll drive it off into turn 1 here. Keep the car on the bottom. A little too far on the bottom. I was a little bit worried the car was going to spin out there. We're 0.6 of a second ahead of Austin Dillon for 15th. And we're going to go into turn 1 or turn 3 for the final time. Stay ahead, stay ahead, stay ahead, stay ahead.
Carlos.
Oh, good lord, 3 wide. I don't like this. Okay. And the checkered flag is out. We're going to finish 14th. Not too bad, all things considered. Okay, so 14th position, not too bad, not too bad. You can see the rest of the field who all had to pit and lost laps for various reasons. Brad Keselowski won once again. I believe that's a huge win total for him on the year. Take a look at the moolah we won from this race. 87 grand for a 14th place finish. Not too bad, with 25 grand from Loves. The auction house gave us 8,000. Lincoln Welders gave us 20. So not too bad. I should have gone with the lap leader, but whatever. 141,000. Can't say that's a bad payday. Let's see where the points stack up as we go to 116 points. And actually move up a position in the chase, passing Greg Biffle by 8 points. So not too bad. Let's head back to the garage and see if there's anything else to take a look at. So from Auto Club, we're going to move on to Martinsville, and unlike NASCAR 15, I feel like I've got a really good shot at Martinsville to take a win and punch my ticket into the chase. And we picked up some new secondary sponsors. Ooh, we got an achievement too. Fully sponsored. Ooh. So if I set the fastest lap of the race, I can get 27 grand from CSX. If I finish in the top 5, I get 52,000 from Quicken Loans. Ooh, these are some good sponsors. These are some good sponsors. We could make a ton of money in Martinsville. So, can't wait to see you at Martinsville. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.